Yo, what's up, you all? Welcome to the stream. Y'all like my cat hat? I made it like a year ago. It's been a while since I had seen that, but I'm gonna check on the YouTube stream real quick, see if we got the stream going on. Welcome to my video. Okay, what's up, everybody? I'm going to be reacting to Discord videos slash crocheting. Okay, so can you guys hear me good? I think so. I think you guys can hear me good. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Let's make like right here. Welcome to the stream. I had my first DJ session today, and I also got something very special in the mail today. I've been waiting for a week, but it feels like it's been way longer than that. So I'll kind of show you the packaging a little bit. For example, oh yeah, that's dirty. It even smells good in here. But anyway, I got this. Wait, let me put it on the other side. I got this pod kit. It is from the brand Ripple, and I will actually have the link in my video about this. It's a 100% plant-based vape. It has zero nicotine in it, has zero addictive chemicals in it, so that's pretty cool, right? But I wanted it to review for you all and see if it can help me help others too. But that's kind of what it looks like. And to me, the vape looks like a PS5, like a mini PS5 vape. And then I also got the pods that came with it, so you see I got two different ones. Like that. And I got the flavor honey lemon aroma. It also has ginger and chamomile. So each of them has 1,000 puffs and there's zero nicotine. So I want to show you guys the vape. I don't know if I'm allowed to do it on YouTube Live. I don't know. I just posted a video on it, so hopefully I can even do it on live. But I think I should go grab that, you know? It's right across the hall, and I really want to show you guys what it looks like. So, just 1 second. I'll be right back. All of the things bounce parting. How did this end up into Freaky Friday? Alright, y'all. I'm back to show you the PS5A. But like I was saying earlier, the link, you guys can get 20% off. That's more percent than I got. So you're gonna be paying less for it, but Tonight's gonna be a fun night. Tonight's gonna be a fun night. This is what it looks like. Um, doesn't doesn't it look exactly like a PS5? So whenever you like hit it and stuff, it works. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do it off camera. I don't know how to, but magnificent. I'm actually gonna see the other pod it came with. There should have been two. Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking, because I opened just one of them and it has four different flavors on there. I don't know if they're like all combined. And I don't know if, yeah. So we're gonna try both of them just for the fricks of it. But it actually truly does feel like you're getting buzzed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, unless I'm just placeboing myself, which is also likely too. You know what I'm saying? But what's up, everybody who's watching this? If you join me live, that would be awesome. But if you aren't and you're just rewatching this, I highly suggest you put on my bell notifications and subscribe so that you can see when I go live because I'm trying to get more people on here. Oh, hey, Mr. Clammy. So I was just reviewing this 100% plant-based vape. It has zero nicotine in it, all right? Zero, absolute no addictive chemicals or any nicotine in it. These are what the pods look like, by the way. And the flavor I got is honey, lemon, chamomile, and ginger. The one that I bought has two pods in it, but if you guys want to know more about this product, I have a video that I just uploaded on YouTube. So I just uploaded this video on YouTube talking about these plants. And if you guys know what a PS5 is, I'm sure you do. Doesn't it look like, here's the like rechargeable. Doesn't it look like a PS5 vape? This is what I thought earlier, but if you're interested in looking at these products, it's really cool actually. Then go to the video I just uploaded on my YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, then my YouTube is in the bio. Let me actually check real quick if my YouTube's on there. Hopefully. Yeah, it is. Pretty sure. Um, but I'm gonna try out. Crap, now I don't. Okay, yeah. Actually, never mind. I'm gonna try it for you guys. So I just took the cap off. I was trying it because I don't know if it's two different pods, like different flavors, or maybe they're the same. I don't know. But I don't know if I can vape on here, so I'm gonna cover it. Okay, I think they're the same. I think they're the same. But that tastes really yummy and scrumptious. So I'm just gonna put the cap back on it and set this aside. Make sure I have the pod. I'll just put the pod like there or something. But yeah, this is 100% only natural flavors of plants. No nicotine, no nothing. So, for all my vape smokers, please do me a favor and just watch my short video. It's really short and detailed. Um and see if that would be something that would interest you. And if it is, then I have a link that will get you 20% off of anything you order off the store. 20% off. You guys are going to save a bunch of money, and plus it's free shipping. So it's pretty cool. Um, but tonight is going to be a fun, chill night because I just came back from like my DJ gig, my first DJ gig. It was fun, it was chill, so it was a really nice experience for my first one. And I also am just here relaxed, ready to crochet. So if you go to my other Discord crochet video, I was finishing, I think, a top or a hat. I don't know, either or. But I showed you guys my last crochet project. This crochet project is, you see these shorts? These are a pair of shorts that I'm making for a commission that someone ordered. Yeah, looks pretty cool, looks pretty good. So not only did they commission the shorts, they actually commissioned the set, like a whole crochet set. And so I'm actually in the process of making the shirt. So what I need to do first is grab some purple yarn. I'm gonna match the bands together. It's gonna look super cute. So, oh, this set is gonna look adorable. I love it. I'm just gonna be doing this while we're reacting to Discord videos. So if you guys are interested in joining the Discord link is in bio. It's in the bio of my YouTube video, so if you're on Twitch, then if you're interested, go to YouTube, subscribe to me. Trying to get 500 subscribers, hopefully. I think would be amazing. In like, if I could do that in a year, that would be awesome. I think that's my goal. I started YouTube like I've dabbled in YouTube here and there, but like truly grinding, I'd say a month or two ago. Think so. Something like that. But let me know, guys. Do you guys make content? I'm curious. And if you do, then please comment. I would love to subscribe. I would love to support your channel and like your videos, comment on them, all of that. And I think it would be really cool if we could get like a YouTube community. So a bunch of us like post YouTube content, I think would be awesome. Yo, we already got four whoever followed, thank you. Oh, okay, so someone said, yeah, it's a tedious thing, but you can smoke on cam, you just won't get revenue from the stream. Ah, okay, interesting. So I didn't know that. I would like to get revenue, but like I said, I need 500 followers or something, so yeah. But let's get started to watching the Discord videos sent in the Discord. So let me set up the reaction stuff. Yada yada yada. Put that up there. Alright, that's good. Okay. I think everything's good now. Hopefully the desktop audio isn't too overwhelming. Please let me know if the audio is bad too. So I can make it right, you know what I'm saying? And if the camera ever goes off, that means I'm currently taking a little plant break. You know what I'm saying? With the thing I just showed you. Okay, let's get it started. Also, let me like it's good. So let me go to my Discord real quick. My Discord profile, if you guys would like to add, that would be awesome. Cool. Discord. Alright. Also, guys, the last video that we watched in the last reacting to Discord stream, it was so good. If you guys were there watching, you would definitely agree. The alien video was so cool. And plus the shaman video was cool too. The only thing I have to say about that particular one is my audio or like my mic was not that loud, so it's okay though. Hopefully this one is, better. But I am gonna go to the Illuminastic channel and we are watching videos from here. So if you guys are interested, join the Discord in the bio and we have lots of cool stuff in there. Just talking about everything, yada yada yada. So, there's a bunch of like videos mentioned in the group chat, but I'm gonna check like up here, see if there's anything to watch. So, I'm actually gonna go look at Harley's live real quick.
And this place I just thought some of you guys might like to see this. I don't know if my zoom button works when I'm, nope, sure doesn't. Sure doesn't. But I just thought it was a super cool place, and I thought I would pop on and let you guys walk around with me. Check out these trees, these palms and stuff. It's really wild. The architecture, though, in Peru
That's a really pretty building.
is crazy. It looks like there's a protest going on. But on the way here, hold on, let me get away from this noise. The taxi driver was telling me, and I don't want to discourage anyone from coming to Arequipa by saying this, but it's good to know. You really got to pay attention to where you end up here, apparently. The guy in the taxi, look at these balloons. It's pretty wild. I guess they're full of LEDs or something. He was telling me that it's a state of emergency. And what is this? So like it goes all the way around Plaza de Armas. State of emergency. There are Colombian narcos taking over certain neighborhoods, and Venezuelan refugees that are attacking people and stuff, but not around the center. Not around Centro. The Plaza de Armas area is very safe, and there's all kinds of interesting stuff around. But
Yeah, I could assume that's happening. That's kind of the same thing that happened to Ecuador. And just like he said, not saying like, to discourage you from coming or anything, because truly it's like a beautiful country, especially when you are off grid, away from the city. But the city's beautiful too. That stuff is very much like city, straying away from nature, stuff like
on
that.
the way down here, I'll post this video later. There was a police vehicle on the side of the road with 50 caliber machine gun turrets on the top, and I walked up to it to look like, is this really what I think? Like 50 cal? What is this, Iraq? And there was a bulletproof glass, like box where the cop, the shooting is in, the gunner, and it had holes in it, like not holes because it's so bulletproof, but it had clearly been shot. It had marks from bullets bouncing off of it. So pretty wild, man. But it looks so nice and clean here in this part. What's going on, man? Yeah, it's crazy cool here, but apparently you really got to not make a wrong turn because you'll be in deep shit quick. I mean, the taxi driver really had me kind of worried, you know. But he's basically like, just stay right around here and you're cool. But venture out of this place and you're probably gonna have problems. Not maybe, like you're probably gonna have problems. But man, there's so much cool like artisanal stuff everywhere, you know. These are all like real alpaca fur. They sell everywhere. And all kinds of like, you know, Quechua crafts and whatnot. I mean, you know, I guess I can talk a little bit about the stuff I have on deck too for the channel. Ooh, pizza. I might have to eat some pizza. That's what I'm doing. I'm just running around looking for dinner and gifts for Nagwal and Rika, who are supposed to come in on Thursday. I guess their plane tickets are booked, so it'll be good to see them again. Not really sure what the context of this visit is exactly, but it'll still be good to see them. And so I'm gonna put more energy into the travel channel, I think, because obviously I'm traveling around all the time. And, there's a gigantic lake in the middle of the salt mines, the Incan salt mines, pretty close to my house, that apparently has like, you know, 4-foot-long lake trout in it and stuff. And fishing is just open there. So
Dude, I would love to fish in Peru. That'd be awesome, honestly. Um, but I love fishing.
so there's another video with her, which is nice because she knows what she's looking at. But then she told me I should go to the Temple of the Sun, but she did not offer to come with me. So I think we're doing a trip somewhere, and then I'm going to the Temple of the Sun with the family, and maybe I'll find a local guide to hire. It shouldn't be too expensive, hopefully, because I can't. It's difficult to make a video and like, oh, here's a bunch of weird rocks and carvings and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know, so I have to find a guide if Camille's not available or doesn't want to go because it's too far. I don't know what the deal is. So join the Patreon because I gotta pay people to do stuff for me. Weird thing about people that provide services, they want money for those services for some reason. No clue what that's about. Getting a bit tired of it. Let's see, is there anything really interesting around, or should I just end this stream? That's the problem. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just like wandering. I was looking for the artisanal shops that I was told are around Plaza de.
Nice. So I was just kind of catching up on his live. I did watch the free secret stream, which I definitely recommend if you're into esoteric knowledge and Freemasonry and wanna just like learn more about all that cool stuff. Lil Tay destroys JoJo's. Oh god. Okay, let me look in Discord. See, this was the video we watched last time. It was so good. I'm gonna check out this Paul White Gold Eagle. I haven't seen him before. He's almost got 40K subscribers. Okay, let's watch this one.
What do Elma, Jimmy, and Marcus have in common? They all grew their businesses with Fiverr freelancers. From the vines, the star of the light Zahara celestial. The eclipse brought through huge momentum and push from source. With this, a divine union of the paradox, nothingness and all that is, the time between inhale and exhale, beyond our very understanding that has been anchored into who and what we experience of being alive. I am feeling this alchemically with the collective, that many are experiencing this more and more consciously, that there is the activation of the invitation within the holy grail of Gaia in union with the solar energies, the activation of our new Earth DNA, the 12th strand. Hence I was called to channeling and recently the 12th dimensional journey activation with the...
Hold up, I'm gonna watch a different video actually. It's interesting though. Stuff's cool. Oh god, furry, furry crusaders. Who is this dude? He said, 17th birthday, age is an illusion. Um, I'm gonna look at different, maybe like trip reports. There's some like trip reports we can see. We'll watch this one. What about this?
Om Namah Shivaya. Today I will share my one of the Om Namah Shivaya. Today I will share my one of the most powerful experience in my whole life with any kind of mushroom.
Holy shit. 30 grams of whatever this dude took.
This with this red mushroom, it has white spots on it, that is known as Amanita muscaria, that is a very powerful hallucinogenic shamanistic mushroom. It was 3 years ago when this experience is hard to put in words, and I wasn't really prepared for it, but I think someone was watching over me, because things could have went other ways. It basically started with me just walking around the forest, knowing about this mushroom. It started growing. I picked a lot of it. I dried it in 80 Celsius in an oven. And then I started like making teas and stuff, and they would make me sleepy, have interesting dreams, but nothing too intense. So I noticed that I was kind of running out, but I still had few little jars left, but now I think it's around 30 grams of Amanita muscaria.
On this side note, I like his outfit. I like his fit going on here with the glasses, the necklace, the jacket. Looks pretty
Because now I
cool.
have a scale and I tried it out a bit. So basically, I just one morning I wake up, I was home alone, I had time, I was free, and I decided, okay, let's see what this mushroom can do. So I basically take all those 2 little jars, that's around 30 grams, and I grinded it up in a mortar or how it's called. And then there was some apple cake and there was a spoon, and I just ate it with an apple cake. And immediately after eating, I kind of started feeling a bit dizzy, very sick, and for 30 minutes I was feeling really, really bad. I was scared. I didn't know. It was 3 years ago, and I still didn't know too much things, and I was just scared. What if it's going to get me into hospital? What if I'm going to die from this stuff? I didn't. I went to a balcony. I prayed a bit. If to leave me alive, you know. And I remember already when my effects started kicking in. I closed my eyes and it was like not like necessarily with visuals, but just specifically with vision, you know, like this blue, colorful kind of like type of vision, blurry but very beautiful.
That could be the kind of rainbow mist that some people report to see while they're tripping. I know that Illuminostic has been like talking about it recently, especially recently. But Yeah, that might be what they're referring to, which is interesting, you know? Yo, we got 2 followers. What's up, VIP Ninja? Thanks for following, everybody. Appreciate you guys. I'd love to follow you back, by the way. Alright, let's keep watching this. We're watching a trip report, by the way. So someone took a bunch of mushrooms and reported about it.
But it lasted for a second. And when I went to puke, I puked it all out. And when things really kicked in, and everything just started spinning and stuff, and I felt really light. I felt like I was flying. I was basically running around the home, and I was like, "Yay! I'm flying! I'm so happy!" And my mind was going like 1,000 thoughts in a second. Like, I don't know how to say these words, how to describe this powerful experience. And I was just running around, and I was looking into a wall. This wall is meant for this, and this is meant for this, and that, and this is that, and that. And I was walking back and forth, back and forth. Then I started feeling sleepy. I went to a bed, and I started listening to music, and one of them was the White Rabbit. You just had some kind of mushroom and stuff like that. And I remember that was one of the most magical listenings to the music, because I was like in and out of consciousness. I was literally, at one point I was awake and aware of being able to change the music I want to listen to and stuff. And then another moment I would get into music, I would close my eyes, and I would start dreaming, and I had these really colorful like visions and these dreams, and then I would wake up again and change the music, until I decided after some time that it's time for me to sleep. And poof, I just went to sleep so fast. And that's where things are really hard to describe, because those few hours, I had a clock, and those few hours that I was sleeping, I don't know, it could be that I puked the second time in the end, that I sleepwalked. I'm still not totally sure about that. Was it a dream? Was it reality? The dreams were very, they were like, I was like half awake in a way, and it was like a different dimension in a way. Everything was so different. I can't find words, especially in English, to describe it. But they were very colorful, the times I had them, and they were very loud and stuff. I remember when I was waking up, I was kind of like in my body, but not in my body. I don't know how to say. And I kind of heard something. Oh, so he's still alive? He's still alive? Like a mushroom said something, or someone was flashing over me. He's still alive? He's still alive? And I remember waking up, but I don't know, was this a dream, or did I was sleepwalking, and I just kind of remember a bit. And I went to puke for the second time. I cleaned things up like that, went back to sleep again. And I'm still not totally sure, did I puke, or was this a part of a dream, but it was like really like this.
Yeah, that's always crazy. Like, was it a dream? Was it not a dream? The world may never know.
Visions. It's like dream world mixed with the awake world. I don't know, and it was super magical. And I actually make it a painting that I will need to show someday. That kind of describes. So these paintings are not mine, but that's kind of the colors of it. But it was a lot more surrealistic. And I remember there was some sort of shaman, like this black figure, and it was like pointing its finger, and these things like the rivers and stuff like that. And when I started waking up, I started having like these visions of my home and stuff, of the place where I was. And when I wake up, poof, and I started walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, in this like rush, full of energy. But at the same time, I didn't remember anything. In a way, in a sense, I would be like, I had amnesia. Like, I remember I went to another room to sit down, basically, and I was like, was I sitting here all the time? And everything else was just my dream, was just my imagination? Or I really went from here and I just sit here. And when I was doing this for like few hours, I was walking around, I was sitting down, I was not remembering how we got where and where. And it was slowly, how can I say, calming. The effects were calming. I don't know how to say in English. Like, we were just kind of disappearing. And by the evening, I was already in kind of this kind of sobered up state. And by the night I was totally alright. No hangovers, no health issues from it, and it was 3 years ago. Just I remember I would still get like those thought loops, even after a month. One thing that I want to say about this mushroom is the thought loops, when I was sucking back and forth. I was in the most powerful thought loops I ever was in my whole life. This thing is super loopy and super powerful thing. So yeah, that's basically kind of my experience, my first powerful experience of any kind, actually. Yeah, Om Namah Shivaya.
Interesting. So he said it was his first powerful experience, which is cool. Yeah, it looks like he makes content and stuff, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna subscribe to this dude. I like what I see. Alright, I'm gonna subscribe. It is pretty fun to watch that video, so let's see what other videos. And I'm actually gonna put it and tell. Alright, let's see. Trip reports. Maybe we should do something on the occult. Middle pillar. Middle pillar is pretty cool. I love Damien Eccles. He's cool as shit. Trying to think. Okay, this equation will change how you see the world. Alright, let's see this. I'm interested.
Grammarly's top
We
3
got
tips on starting an essay.
Let's say you're struggling to.
What's the connection between a dripping faucet, the Mandelbrot set, a population of rabbits, thermal convection in a fluid, and the firing of neurons in your brain? It's this one simple equation. This video is sponsored by Fast Hosts, who are offering UK viewers the chance to win a trip to South by Southwest if they can answer my question at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Let's say you want to model a population of rabbits. If you have X rabbits this year, how many rabbits will you have next year? Well, the simplest model I can imagine is where we just multiply by some number, the growth rate R, which could be, say, 2, and this would mean the population would double every year. And the problem with that is it means the number of rabbits would grow exponentially forever. So I can add the term 1 minus x to represent the constraints of the environment. And here I'm imagining the population x is a percentage of the theoretical maximum. So it goes from 0 to 1. And as it approaches that maximum, then this term goes to 0. And that constrains the population. So this is the logistic map. xn plus 1 is the population next year, and xn is the population this year. And if you graph the population next year versus the population this year, you see it is just an inverted parabola. It's the simplest equation you can make that has a negative feedback loop. The bigger the population gets over here, the smaller it'll be the following year. So let's try an example. Let's say we're dealing with a particularly active group of rabbits, so R equals 2.6, and then let's pick a starting population of 40% of the maximum, so 0.4, and then times 1 minus 0.4, and we get 0.624. Okay, so the population increased in the first year. But what we're really interested in is the long-term behavior of this population. So we can put this population back into the equation. And to speed things up, you can actually type 2.6 times answer times 1 minus answer. Get 0.61. So the population dropped a little. Hit it again. 0.619, 0.613, 0.617, 0.615, 0.616, 0.615. And if I keep hitting enter here, you see that the population doesn't really change. It has stabilized, which matches what we see in the wild. Populations often remain the same as long as births and deaths are balanced. Now, I want to make a graph of this iteration. You can see here that it's reached an equilibrium value of 0.615. Now, what would happen if I changed the initial population? I'm just going to move this slider here, and what you see is the first few years change, but the equilibrium population remains the same. So we can basically ignore the initial population. So what I'm really interested in is how does this equilibrium population vary depending on R, the growth rate? Well, as you can see, if I lower the growth rate, the equilibrium population decreases. That makes sense. And in fact, if R goes below 1, well then the population drops and eventually goes extinct. So what I want to do is make another graph where on the x-axis I have R, the growth rate, and on the y-axis I'm plotting the equilibrium population, the population you get after many, many, many generations. Okay, for low values of R, we see the populations always go extinct, so the equilibrium value is 0. But once R hits 1, the population stabilizes onto a constant value, and the higher R is, the higher the equilibrium population. So far, so good. But now comes the weird part. Once R passes 3, the graph splits in 2. Why? What's happening? Well, no matter how many times you iterate the equation, it never settles onto a single constant value. Instead, it oscillates back and forth between two values. One year the population is higher, the next year lower, and then the cycle repeats. The cyclic nature of populations is observed in nature too. One year there might be more rabbits, and then fewer the next year, and more again the year after. As R continues to increase, the fork spreads apart, and then each one splits again. Now, instead of oscillating back and forth between two values, populations go through a 4-year cycle before repeating. Since the length
You know what that looks like? A mycelium network.
of the cycle or period has doubled, these are known as period doubling bifurcations. And as R increases further, there are more period doubling bifurcations. They come faster and faster, leading to cycles of 8, 16, 32, 64, and then at R equals 3.57, chaos. The population never settles down at all. It bounces around as if at random. In fact, this equation provided one of the first methods of generating random numbers on computers. It was a way to get something unpredictable from a deterministic machine. There is no pattern here, no repeating. Of course, if you did know the exact initial conditions, you could calculate the values exactly. So they are considered only pseudo-random numbers. Now you might expect the equation to be chaotic from here on out, but as R increases, order returns. There are these windows of stable periodic behavior amid the chaos. For example, at R equals 3.83, there is a stable cycle with a period of 3 years. And as R continues to increase, it splits into 6, 12, 24, and so on before returning to chaos. In fact, this one equation contains periods of every length. 37, 51, 1052, whatever you like if you just have the right value of R. Looking at this bifurcation diagram, you may notice that it looks like a fractal. The large-scale features look to be repeated on smaller and smaller scales. And sure enough, if you zoom in, you see that it is, in fact, a fractal. Arguably the most famous fractal is the Mandelbrot set. The plot twist here is that the bifurcation diagram is actually part of the Mandelbrot set. How does that work? Well, quick recap on the Mandelbrot set. It is based on this iterated equation. So the way it works is you pick a number c, any number in the complex plane, and then start with z equals 0. And then iterate this equation over and over again. If it blows up to infinity, well then the number c is not part of the set. But if this number remains finite after unlimited iterations, well then it is part of the Mandelbrot set. So let's try, for example, c equals 1. So we've got 0 squared plus 1 equals 1, then 1 squared plus 1 equals 2, 2 squared plus 1 equals 5, 5 squared plus 1 equals 26. So pretty quickly you can see that with c equals 1, this equation is going to blow up. So the number 1 is not part of the Mandelbrot set. What if we try c equals negative 1? Well, then we've got 0 squared minus 1 equals negative 1, negative 1 squared minus 1 equals 0, and so we're back to 0 squared minus 1 equals negative 1. So we see that this function is going to keep oscillating back and forth between negative 1 and 0, and so it'll remain finite, and so c equals negative 1 is part of the Mandelbrot set. Now normally when you see pictures of the Mandelbrot set, it just shows you the boundary between the numbers that cause this iterated equation to remain finite and those that cause it to blow up. But it doesn't really show you how these numbers stay finite. So what we've done here is actually iterated that equation thousands of times and then plotted on the z-axis the value that that iteration actually takes.
What's up, Brian the Giri? Yes, I am reacting to some videos right now, so I hope you enjoy.
So if we look from the side, what you'll actually see is the bifurcation diagram. It is part of this Mandelbrot set. So what's really going on here? Well, what this is showing us is that all of the numbers in the main cardioid, they end up stabilizing onto a single constant value. But the numbers in this main bulb, well, they end up oscillating back and forth between two values. And in this bulb, they end up oscillating between four values. They've got a period of 4. And then 8, and then 16, 32, and so on. And then you hit the chaotic part. The chaotic part of the bifurcation diagram happens out here on what's called the needle of the Mandelbrot set, where the Mandelbrot set gets really thin. And you can see this medallion here that looks like a smaller version of the entire Mandelbrot set. Well, that corresponds to the window of stability in the bifurcation plot with a period of 3. Now, the bifurcation diagram only exists on the real line because we only put real numbers into our equation. But all of these bulbs off of the main cardioid, well, they also have periodic cycles of, for example, 3 or 4 or 5. And so you see these repeated ghostly images if we look in the z-axis. Effectively, they're oscillating between these values as well. Personally, I find this extraordinarily beautiful. But if you're more practically minded, you may be asking, but does this equation actually model populations of animals?
Hi, my name's Hannah, and I'm here to show you how students can use Otter to make lectures and campus events more accessible and inclusive.
And the answer is yes, particularly in the controlled environment scientists have set up in labs. What I find even more amazing is how this one simple equation applies to a huge range of totally unrelated areas of science. The first major experimental confirmation came from a fluid dynamicist named Libchaber. He created a small rectangular box with mercury inside, and he used a small temperature gradient to induce convection. Just 2 counter-rotating cylinders of fluid inside his box. That's all the box was large enough for. And of course, he couldn't look in and see what the fluid was doing, so he measured the temperature using a probe in the top. And what he saw was a regular spike, a periodic spike in the temperature. That's like when the logistic equation converges on a single value. But as he increased the temperature gradient, a wobble developed on those rolling cylinders at half the original frequency. The spikes in temperature were no longer the same height. Instead, they went back and forth between 2 different heights. He had achieved period 2. And as he continued to increase the temperature, he saw period doubling again. Now he had 4 different temperatures before the cycle repeated. And then 8. This was a pretty spectacular confirmation of the theory. in a beautifully crafted experiment. But this was only the beginning. Scientists have studied the response of our eyes and salamander eyes to flickering lights, and what they find is a period doubling. That once the light reaches a certain rate of flickering, our eyes only respond to every other flicker. It's amazing in these papers to see the bifurcation diagram emerge, albeit a bit fuzzy because it comes from real-world data. In another study, scientists gave rabbits a drug that sent their hearts into fibrillation. I guess they felt there were too many rabbits out there. I mean, if you don't know what fibrillation is, it's where your heart beats in an incredibly irregular way and doesn't really pump any blood, so if you don't fix it, you die. But what they found was, on the path to fibrillation, they found the period doubling route to chaos. The rabbits started out with a periodic beat, and then it went into a 2 cycle, 2 beats close together, and then a 4 cycle, 4 different beats before it repeated again, and eventually aperiodic behavior. Now, what was really cool about this study was they monitored the heart in real time and used chaos theory to determine when to apply electrical shocks to the heart to return it to periodicity. And they were able to do that successfully. So they used chaos to control a heart and figure out a...
Oh shit, my bad, my VIP Ninja. I didn't see the chat for some reason. But okay, so if you go to my YouTube, it's in the bio of this profile on Twitch. It should be linked to my channel on YouTube, and then I have the video also going live on, the tube. And you can click the link, it's in the link in there. So it's down there, it's there, alright? So hopefully you're still here watching, maybe.
smarter way to deliver electric shocks to set it beating normally again. That's pretty amazing. And then there is the issue of the dripping faucet. Most of us, of course, think of dripping faucets as very regular periodic objects, but a lot of research has gone into finding that once the flow rate increases a little bit, you get period doubling. So now the drips come 2 at a time, da-dip, 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 and eventually from a dripping faucet you can get chaotic behavior just by adjusting the flow rate. And you think, like, what really is a faucet? Well, there's constant pressure water and a constant size aperture, and yet what you're getting is chaotic dripping. So this is a really easy chaotic system you can experiment with at home. Go open a tap just a little bit and see if you can get a...
So it's like everything was still and then it like separated into... Alright, let's see what other videos. I literally have this tarot deck. Let me choose this.
What the science is showing us is the universe appears to be alive, it appears to be conscious.
A general look at alchemy. Written by and presented with permission by Luxemore. Narrated by Matthew Schmitz.
Alright.
Incidentally, alchemy may also be considered a fire religion, or at least a philosophy, because of its symbology of fire related to the alchemical principles, its prerequisite in the art of transmutation, and to the respect and honor paid to it by alchemists. Jewish mystics identify Hermes as the antediluvian prophet Enoch, or Idris, as the Muslims call him, while ancient Egyptians see Hermes as Thoth, the god of wisdom, learning, and writing. He was given this apotheosis along with Imhotep, the great architect under the reign of King Zoser of the 4th dynasty. It would appear that both men were overshadowed by the archetypal figure of Thoth, and were acknowledged as such by both the inner and outer circles of initiates of the mystery schools. Thoth, or his Greek counterpart Mercury, was a messenger of the gods, and as an archetypal incarnation of this god, Hermes lived up to his name by his literary productiveness. Ancient writers declared that the thrice greatest wrote thousands of books on what later became known as Hermeticism and alchemy. It is unfortunate that very little of Hermes' works survived the conflagration and destruction of libraries and books by Roman and Christian zeal in the early dawn of the Piscean Age. The world as a whole is still ignorant of the great loss, and it will take some time before the invocation is made by the masses for the greater light, for disclosure of eternal principles that would shine upon the paths of men, and consequently, for a full restoration and establishment of an occult library of the world, with an archive and database of every known system and tradition of the metaphysical side of life. Although little is known of Hermes, it is evident through the works attributed to him that he was an intermediary of the wisdom ray of the Supreme Being. One of the most famed works on Hermetic doctrine written and in concise form is the Smaragdine Tablet, attributed to the authorship of Hermes. Its discovery is traditionally believed to have been made by Alexander of Macedonia in a cave near Hebron. This conqueror of nations, who had Aristotle for a master, was in search of immortality. Although he failed to attain his personal immortality, Alexander did uncover a philosophical jewel that would have given him what he had sought if he had only applied the principles that the emerald tablet contained. Tradition relates that the tablet was wrought out of artificial emerald as a result of transmutation, with the Hermetic doctrine embossed on it. Alchemy, as a philosophy and an art in the Western Hemisphere in the past 2 millennia, existed concurrently in other ancient cultures and civilizations. It was practiced intensely by Hindu yogis and Taoists in India and China. This parallel growth is probably the result of the Great White Brotherhood's periodic presentation of a spiritual method designed for the development of certain types of temperaments and belief framework of those aspirants belonging to a certain era and stage of mankind's collective evolution. Based on this parallel growth of alchemy in the Orient and the regions of the Fertile Crescent, suggested to some esoteric historians that alchemy may have had a common origin in that sunken continent, Atlan, or Atlantis.
Okay, that was just a little sneak peek, you guys. I'm getting pretty tired, so I hope you guys have a good night. But this was a quick stream, chill and vibe with me. Again, if you want to watch any of the videos in the Discord is in the link in my Discord reaction videos. So, I'll see you guys later.